All right, so welcome to Module 3, the first lesson of Module 3. This is Eureka Squared, or Eureka Math Squared. Module 3, Lesson 1, Positive and Negative Numbers. Okay, so we are finally getting into some rather interesting things here, all right? Positive and negative numbers. So before we jump on in, there are just a few things you need to know about positive and negative numbers. Okay, so positive numbers usually have a little plus symbol, negative numbers. Now we're introducing the old negative sign there, right? So if we have a positive 5, right, or a negative 5, good. Normally those positive numbers don't even have a symbol at all. They're just understood to be positive 5, and you don't even need the symbol, but I guess if you put it in there, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? But that negative 5, that definitely needs to have that symbol, okay? But perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. All right, so let's just skip this for a few seconds here and draw ourselves a nice little number line and start talking. All right, so let's start with good old 0, okay? So the absence of value. And, teach the kiddies, right? Everything to the right is what we've been dealing with all along, right? From when you started dealing with numbers, right? So 3, 4, 5, 6, these are all positive values, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, counting, and so on, right? So the value of things as we cruise to the right on a number line gets higher, right? So a higher value, right? As we move to the right. And as we move to the left on a number line, to the left on a number line, the values get lower, so lower value. Okay, lower value. Well, the good news is nothing changes when we head on in onto or into the other side of 0. Okay, so this is my positive side right here, right? There's that positive side where everything could, I suppose, if you wanted to put a little positive symbol there, could have little positives, but we just don't do it. We just assume that if there's no symbol, that it is a positive value. But on the other side, let's deal with the other side of 0, right? The other side of 0 behaves very much the same way as the right side of 0, but this is now the left side of 0. And we begin just like we begin with a 1 here. Well, we begin with a 1 over here, okay, except it's a negative 1. So this would then be a negative 2, a negative 3, a negative 4, a negative 5, a negative 6, a negative 7, a negative 8, and so on. And that goes on forever, but don't be fooled, folks. Okay, just because the 1, 2, 3, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, seems like it's getting bigger, actually things are just getting smaller. All right, so this continues. Lower values, which means that yes, a negative 8 is a smaller value than a negative 7, right? Because it's to the left. So everything to the left is smaller than anything to the right. And here we go. And everything that heads to the right, right? Things that go to the right become worth more, all right? Which means a negative 5 is worth more than a negative 6 or a negative 7 or a negative 8, that kind of thing, okay? And of course, a positive 3 would be worth more than any of these negative values, right? Because everything is to the left of that positive 3. So just remember that, folks. So as we cruise to the right, things gain value. As things move to the left, things lose value, okay? Now, if we're talking temperature, well, then the temperature will be going up, right, as we cruise to the right, or going down as we cruise to the left, okay? So that kind of thing. So that's just a couple of little deals here. There are some words that perhaps that start to get represented by positive and negative things. For example, let's write over here. So let's see. So let me put the negatives on this side. So a little negative. Let me do another number line. Let's put that good old 0. Okay. These buggers, what we're going to be dealing with, are called integers. Okay. And integers are these non-fractional values, right? They're whole numbers. 1, 2, 3, whole numbers. These are integers. -1, -2, -3, -4. Again, integers. Okay. So any value that is a whole number, notice there are no fractions in here. Positive, negative, right? Doesn't matter. Positive, negative, even 0. They are all integers. Okay. All integers. So we have positive integers, and we have negative integers, and we have 0, which is neither, right? Because it's the absence of value, so it's not positive or negative. It's just 0, okay? But negative stuff here, right? So negative thing could be something like, all right, so let's start making a list here. So here's a negative. On this side of 0 is positive, right? And there are other words that are going to be associated with each of these. Like with money, it could be debt. You owe money, that's a negative. Okay, owe. There you go. If you owe money, that's a negative. Positive values could be like you get paid. Let's say you interest. You earn interest, right? You earn interest, right? You earn. That's a positive. There you go. You find something. That's a positive, right? And on the other side of that is you lose something, right? You lose something. That's a negative. With temperature, right? We have above 0, right? And over here we have below 0, right? All negative integers. Let's see, what else can we do in that with this here? So interest, earn, find, all kinds of fun stuff. Oh, how about water? How about above sea level, right? We have below sea level. So you can have a negative value there as well, positives and negatives. Okay, anything above sea level would be a positive, anything below sea level would be a negative. Okay, so all kinds of, I know you're giving you a little bit of a crash course here, but this is what we call a horizontal number line. So everything goes left to right, horizontal, but there's also a vertical number line, and that's these guys here, right? This is a vertical number line, right? And they behave in a very similar way as to the horizontal, except we're going up and down, right? So as values go up, they gain value, right? They gain, and as things go down, they lose. Okay. Now this is temperature, right? So in this case, as things go up, things get warmer, right? And as things go down, things get colder. Okay. And that's true for the entire number line, up and down. Okay, so they want us to kind of plot everything that's going on here. So if this is a 0, that's a -5. This would be a -1, a -2, a -3, -4 right there, right? So this is a -4. There you go. Okay. Now over here, this is plain old 0, right? That's plain old 0. So this is a negative number. 0 is nor positive nor negative, right? It's not positive nor negative. And over here, here's a +4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's a +4. I'll just put a 4 right in there. Okay, and that's a positive. There you go. All right, so just cruising on down here. Let's see what they have for us. To the next page, right? So write a positive number, a negative number, or a 0 to represent the temperature given in each statement. Okay, so I just want the number, right? Just the number. So water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Well, on a number line, the only thing that would be there would be the 0. There you go. So this is my answer. Temperature of the human body is 37 degrees above. Aha, above. I think I mentioned that one before. Above 0, right? So if this is my number line, right? I like to run temperatures in a vertical number line, right? Like a thermometer. This is 0 degrees Celsius. 37 would be above 0, somewhere perhaps over here. Okay. So if that's above, we know that's a positive. So 37. If you want to put the little positive guy in front there, that's fine. Okay. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration recommends a freezer temperature. Haha. 18 degrees below 0. Below. Well, for 18 degrees below 0, right, below 0, that's going to be a negative. There you go. So negative 18, like that. Okay. And we tend to draw the negative like a subtraction symbol like that. Okay, like there's just a subtraction symbol before the 18. Okay, now just one little word of caution here. What you don't want to write, see, this is perfect, 18 degrees below 0. Watch this, 18 degrees below. That's fine. Or you can just say, hey, it's negative 18 degrees. Those two mean the same thing. That's good and that's good. What you can't do, watch this, negative 18 degrees below. Can't do that. You know why? We have the negative there, and that means negative. You can't have two negatives in the same statement. So this is written incorrectly. Either it's 18 degrees below, there's your negative, or it's negative 18 degrees. There's your negative. Okay, so this is a big no-no, simply because I have double negative words or symbols within the same number of degrees, and we can't do that. Okay, so watch out for that one. Anyway, so plot and label a point on the vertical number line that represents each temperature. Okay, so 7. Now that's going to be a positive, right? That's above 0. So 7 right there. There's my 7. It says plot and label. So I'm going to put that a little A right there. Okay, maybe I do a little A equals 7 degrees Celsius, like that. Negative 4 degrees Celsius. Well, negative 4 is down below 0. There it is. Make sure you put that point in there. That's important. Yeah, you need that. And so that's B. Maybe I put a little equal sign in there. And now I need 7 degrees. Oh, no. Let's see. Now I need a temperature that is 2 degrees warmer. Now, if I'm getting warmer, remember, I need to go up, right? Getting warmer. 2 degrees warmer. So there's my 8. There's my 9. 2 degrees warmer is going to be right there. Okay, let's see. Equals 9 degrees Celsius. Okay, and now I need a temperature that is 2 degrees colder. Now, things that are getting colder, right, on a vertical number line go down. So from negative 4 colder would be negative 6, right? So that's D equals negative 6 degrees Celsius. Okay, so far so good. There you have it. Now let's do some more plotting. Plot and label a point on the number line that represents each temperature. Okay, so I need 3 degrees Celsius above freezing. Well, freezing is right here, right? It's freezing or melting, right? That's 0 degrees. So Celsius, right? Big C. Well, I want to be above that. Okay, so I'm going to move this way above freezing. So that's a positive 3. There you go. Okay, and label, right? So A equals 3 degrees Celsius. That's my little degree symbol, by the way, that little circle. 3 degrees. Now for the next one, 3 degrees below freezing. Well, if I'm going below freezing, right, I'm going to either go down or to the left. Well, in this number line, it's to the left. So it's going to be this guy right here, right? Because I'm starting here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's B equals a negative 3 degrees Celsius. There you go. And I need water freezing. Okay, well, water freezes at 0. So this is going to be, I'm going to plot this guy, make sure that point is there. That's C, goes 0 degrees Celsius. There you go. All right, so let's see what else we have in here. So consider the number line with points P, Q, and R. P, Q, and R. There they are. P, Q, and R. Okay, now if P represents 0, right, let's put a 0 right there. If P represents 0, what do Q and R represent? Well, if anything to the right of 0, right, those are going to be positive values. Okay, now the length of every unit is 1, so we can count off. If this is 0, this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, well then Q, right, is going to equal 4, and R is going to equal 8. Okay, makes sense? All right, so let's see what else happens here. Now they're going to change things around. So let me get rid of this stuff here. And let's see what's up. Let me get rid of this 2 out of the way. Maybe these checks as well. All right, so next one is Q equals 0. So I'm going to put a 0 here instead. Oh, all right, well, that changes things. So everything to the right is positive 3, 4, but everything to the left, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, so P is going to equal negative 4, right? And R is right over here. And that's a positive 4. Again, I don't need the positive symbol. If you want to put it in there, fine, but you don't need it. All right, lastly, let me get rid of these. Get rid of all that. And now we're going to renumber this number line again. 0 doesn't have to be in the middle of all number lines, folks. Here, folks, you can put 0 anywhere, right? So if r equals 0, so over here is 0. Well, that means here are my positive values, but my negative values are going to be, or my negative integers. There are going to be far many more of them on this number line anyway. -7, -8, -9, and -10. Okay, so P equals, that's my -8, right? -8. And my Q equals a -4. There you have it. Okay. And I guess let's do some sea level. So, right, sea level. Above sea level, below sea level, right? This is at sea level, exactly. So that's the surface of the water. Okay, so water fun. Positive numbers, negative numbers, or 0 to represent each elevation. We call this elevation, right? Above and below sea level. So bird is 25 feet above sea level. Well, I hope the bird's not swimming, right? Above, right? So it has to go above 0, way up here. That's your A, right? And that's going to equal 25. There you go. So 25, right? Plot and label. There we go. Now, if you want to put bird in there, that's fine. Bird equals, I guess you could do that too. A diver is 10 feet below sea level. Well, 10 feet below, that's going to be below that 0. At 10 feet is there. Okay, so that's part B, and that's a -10. Okay. Now the swimmer, so I guess maybe they want you to do that. Maybe they want you to put the bird in there. Label it bird. Label this diver. That's fine. What's my spelling in there? Diver. And the swimmer's at sea level. So here's that swimmer. All right, that equals 0. Well, not 0 degrees. Well, is it feet? What is this thing? It is feet, right? So 0 feet, like that. Okay. And a fish is the same distance below sea level as the bird is above sea level. Oh. Well, if the bird is a plus 25 up there, well, then I'm going to have to go a minus 25, right? Same distance from 0. Well, if that guy's 25 away, then this guy's 25 away, right? And so that's the fish. Fish equals a -25 feet. There you go. All right, so that's the deal, folks. I think we're just about done. Here's some sample number lines. That looks like fun. Yeah. Okay, so I think we covered everything we needed to cover here. So I hope you're well versed in integers now, a little positive and negative, and don't forget 0. All whole numbers, right? Integers, no fractional pieces yet. All right. Thanks so much, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.